Okay, good morning everybody, and a very good morning this morning. Going to do an introduction to my friend here, which I've named Hadleigh. He's my bike. This is our fourth trip that we've done together now. So I just thought I would go through the sort of stuff that I have to do every morning, which is checking the tyre for a start off. Also lubricating that chain. That little chain is incredibly important. It basically connects the engine to the wheel, and if it doesn't perform as well as it should do, has a devastating effect. So that's got to be lubricated every single morning, and everything just gets checked over last thing at night and first thing in the morning. I check everything's okay. Now, interestingly enough, glad I did it this morning. Wish I'd done it last night, actually. But anyway, bear with me. I did do certain checks yesterday, but I lost my wallet yesterday. Bit of a disaster, to say the least. And I was pretty convinced that it had fallen out of my pocket, so I didn't think that anyone had stolen it. But, would you believe it? Yes, it had fallen out, and it had lodged itself right in there. Can you see that where I'm pointing? Right in there. No joke whatsoever. My little bike, yet again, has looked after me. Now, a little bit of a story on the backstory to this. Anybody who's a horse rider, and I really do think that there is an equivalent on this. If you can imagine, for a start off, if you're a horse rider, you probably go horse riding, I don't know, once a week for 2 hours, maximum probably. So can you imagine that if I'm getting the same kick out of riding a bike, and on average I probably ride 3 or 4 hours a week, no more than that, what it is like for me now to be away for 30 days with my steed, just this guy and me. And he is like a horse. He has got a personality, and I'll tell you why he's got a personality before you all laugh. You shouldn't laugh, because it's perfectly true. This little guy has looked after me on so many occasions. Yes, there are times when we come round a corner and suddenly there's a brick in the road, or there's a big pothole or something, and perhaps I've got an element of skill in steering us round it pretty quickly. But for every time that happens, this little guy has also pulled out the stops for me, because there have been plenty of occasions in 10,000 miles in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. You're going to have incidents on the road. I've already had a couple where cars are pulled out, whatever. It just happens. That's life. And sometimes I think I'm very clever, because I think that I've got the skill to actually steer my little Hadleigh round, but other times, do you know what? He can bounce along. He's taken off before now. We've hit a brick that I've got no chance of steering around, and he's just looked after us. He really has. He's the business. Love him to bits. Now, believe it or not, all this gear and all this equipment all looks very expensive and all very nice and everything, but poor old Hadleigh's getting on now. He's 4 years old. He's done 30,000 miles with me on his back, and he's got another 10,000 to go now. And quite genuinely, he is probably worth no more than perhaps 2,000, 2,200, somewhere around there. So you can imagine he needs looking after. Has fantastic preparation work done for me from Smith's, Bill Smith's in Chester. They go the extra mile, to say the least, for me, making sure that everything's okay, strip the engine down and so on. But nevertheless, the laddie is still going strong. He's a Honda. They don't let you down. Anyway, there's my exciting morning. Thank you, Hadleigh. You found my wallet for me, and you've looked after me yet again.